Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from Razor Emporium coming at you today for a quick product spotlight looking at the world of Thiers Issard. Well, it's been literally 7 years, I think, since we last shot a video about Thiers Issard, so it's time to refresh it. If you didn't already know, Thiers Issard is the name in France for cutlery. They got their start back in the 1880s with the founder, Pierre Thiers. Starting to, get a forge established and grinding some cutlery and razors and just took off from there. And the brand is still around today, so it's a historically old brand. I know earlier this year we did a video about Ertan Suhr, also out of France, and Ertan actually apprenticed and learned all about the world of grinding at Thiers Issard. In fact, I think he still works closely with them to get blanks and other things. But there are maybe four, I guess, real major kind of places in the world where cutlery comes out of. Germany, of course, Zollingen, City of Blades. Sheffield, England, at least of elder years, years gone by, a lot of big brands, George Wolstenholme and Wade & Butcher. Japan, of course, with all of their samurai swords and, feather blades today in Kai and their Kemisori straight razors. But the last one is really France. And some people say, everyone says it, that the French steel is the best steel. It's specifically old vintage French steel. Now, speaking of old and vintage, part of the Thiers Issard brand not only is a historic brand that it has this great old world quality, but they did actually acquire the rights to use the name Les Grelots. And Les Grelots means, the grail. And these are, represent a brand that was really famous in the turn of the century in early 1910s, 1920s, and were probably some of the best straight razors ever made. I've been told by people who are straight razor aficionados. And the Grelot razors today are kind of that throwback. But the regular house of brands of Thiers Issard is going to include beautifully ground straight edges. If you look, I always say you got to look down it. You look down a straight razor to see how symmetrical and even the grinding was. It's really easy to look at the blade and say, "Ooh, it's shiny," or it's pretty. But look down it and look at the two halves of this concave grind and see how symmetrical they are, and they are beautiful. So they do a really, really classy job. And then on top of that, all of the embellishments, like this one's got a electro-etched image in it. There's a color image. I mean, that's old world. That's like throwback. Dovo does some of that on their high-end razors. I think Ralph Oss does a little bit of that, but that's like a cool throwback. The handle materials, these are they always have the famous little kind of pointed scale. That's like their trademark look. So you can always tell Thiers Issard just by that. And you notice the Grelots don't have that. That's good. That's fitting. But all the scale materials are on these natural horns or woods. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. This guy over here, I think this is a synthetic material. This looks like it's an acrylic of some type. But man, they know how to pick them because it reminds me of like a tortoiseshell kind of like high-end glasses or something. I love it. Very, very classy. The French, you can say a lot of things. I'll say only nice things about the French. They do know their quality. They do know their class and sophistication. So beautiful, beautiful. I love this. This one says Les Transatlantiques, the transatlantic. Look at that beautiful image on there of a big steamboat rolling across the Atlantic. And maybe it's pulling behind the Statue of Liberty as a little gift to America. That's right. Don't forget, the French helped out the Americans in the Revolutionary War and then the War of 1812 afterwards. We like the French. But, guys, if you want a high-end straight razor for the quality, but maybe you don't want to spend the bucks, you want to have a brand that you can really count on, it's going to come with a good edge on it, it's going to be beautiful out of the box, Thiers Issard. It may be funny to say, Thiers Issard. Thiers Issard? Thiers Issard? I've heard people pronounce it that way. No, it's not Thiers Issard. It's Thiers Issard. You gotta pretend you're French. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. They come with a nice little leather sleeve to kind of protect the razor, or if you're traveling, you can kind of tuck it in. Make sure it's dry. Obviously, don't put it in here wet. But a nice little travel accessory. Throw in your dot bag. Keep it protected so it doesn't open up. If you go through TSA, be like, "Wow, watch out!" But we like Thiers Issard. We've had them in the store, like I said, for 7 or 8 years now, and they've been selling consistently fantastic, and that we've expanded the offerings over the years to, increase what we carry. And the gray lows are also equally as beautiful. Look at that guy, especially this really beautiful wood scale on that. Absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of oil. That's typical. That's good. You want oil on your blade. That's all I got for Le Gray Low and Thiers Issard. If you have a Thiers Issard, if you've been to France, if you know the secret way of actually saying this, tell me below in the comments which one's your favorite. Do you think that the Gray Lows, how are they different, in your opinion, than the regular Thiers Issard brand? That's all I got. If you do leave a comment, you're interested in to win this, the official Razor Emporium Black and Blue t-shirt. Thanks for tuning in. Please like this video if you liked it. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving. Thanks, guys.